Hello and welcome to the Never Words podcast. I'm your host, Tom Brown. Today I am joined by my brother Jack, I promise. Somehow, after doing this for 5 years, he forgot to plug his microphone, and there he is. He's working towards that. Today we're talking trade deadline. It was a very active trade deadline, one that the Red Sox were actually active in. Jack, something we've been wanting for a few years now, from Chaim Bloom to Craig Breslow. They made moves to their major league roster that are going to make a difference. And to just dive right in, because Jack's got a hard out, we could have done this later, but the Red Sox acquire Adley Rutschman and Jake Rogers from the Orioles for prospects Anthony Ayenson, Andy Ozokar, Carlos Navarez, Kyson Witherspoon, and a PTBNL, player to be named later. Jack, instant reactions, go. Not instants, the next day.
Love it. Absolutely love the move. If you're going to trade in the division, you got to be willing to part with some of your top prospects. And what that tells me about Breslow's style is, one, he is not afraid to go get a veteran arm in free agency to fill a gap of a young up and comer like Ayenson. And maybe those guys do a lot with evaluating pitchers. Maybe Ayenson didn't have it. If he's willing to headline the Rutschman deal, maybe there's something there. Coffee in the car, they're great. Keep them coming. But I'm with you.
Yeah, I will.
Adley Rutschman won the Rookie of the Year, is a three-time All-Star,
Including this year.
Yeah, exactly. He was the American League All-Star catcher this year. That people seem to forget that. And he's a major league player with a lot of red on his Savant page, if you look at it. I think it's a great move, and it's about damn time, Tom. They finally made a major league roster improving move at the deadline.
Shouts to our boy Eno Saris. I was listening to him talk about this. Since 2023, the Red Sox have been ranked 24th in offensive output at the catcher position. So it's just something they've needed for a while. Navarez was a nice surprise last year, but he has not kept it going. Connor Wong, talk about prospects. Guess who was a big deal in the Mookie trade? Connor Wong. He hasn't gotten it together,
Tom,
ever.
I mean, also, if you want to use that as the example, Jeter Downs was one of the top 5 prospects in all of baseball.
So, yes, and you've gotten a guy that maybe he's not the guy that set the record for hits in a single College World Series tournament at the major league level, because that always translates that way. But he is an upgrade at the position, and within the division, Alejandro Kirk or Adley Rutschman as the top catcher. It's Rutschman in my mind. Yeah. And it's an upgrade to the major league level. The other guys were two or more years away from making the major leagues, and who knows if they're going to stick. As you mentioned, did a coffee in the car this morning. Well, yes, I did a coffee in the car this morning. The huge prospect haul they gave up for Garrett Crochet. Now that's an ace, also an injured guy, but the guys aren't producing right now. Kyle Teal's batting under 200. Braden Montgomery has two or three home runs. Chase Mydroth, that name is brutal. Chase Mydroth is having a good year. And then the other guy, the reliever, isn't in the majors. So the prospects are all well and good until you bring them up in their Christian Campbell or their Marcelo Meyer, and they just don't produce. So,
Tom, you've brought up a good point about your prospects. Like 2.5 seasons ago, Teal, Anthony, Marcelo Meyer, right, were your big three. That's
Hmm.
all the Red Sox were hitching their wagons to three kids who hadn't played in the MLB. Roman Anthony, Marcelo Meyer, Kyle Teal. You use Kyle Teal correctly to go get Garrett Crochet. That's a perfect use of one of your top three prospects. The other two, you have hopes to develop and get them to the big league level. Christian Campbell filled in after Kyle Teal. What hasn't happened to those big three? They haven't become major leaguers to the level that anybody thought they would. They're all still very young. Christian Campbell had a hot April and then has not left Worcester, Mass since then. Marcelo Meyer came up. He can't stay healthy. He plays above average defense. I think you called it mid, but I think he's an above average defender. Um, but he's hitting 220. His WAR is zero point 0.0. He is the definition of a replacement level player right now. In Roman Anthony, I'm starting to get pretty nervous about Roman Anthony, Tom. I know he's pretty young and he's the top prospect of the three or four that I just mentioned, but this is the absolute pinnacle of why you cannot put all your eggs into the we have a good farm system basket.
Basket.
Excuse me. And to further that, there's one team in the major leagues with a good farm system that they continuously replenish and a lot of money to extend guys that they use those farm system to go out and get. And that's the two-time defending World Series champion Los Angeles Dodgers. You have to
We will
be
get to
that
them.
callous and that cold to go out and sell your young guys to get you proven MLB talent. And yes, he's hurt right now. And yes, he's haven't had a good or hasn't had a as good a year since his rookie season. But Adley Rutschman is a proven MLB catcher. Got to have him on the team as an upgrade. If you're talking about Enyenson, who all I heard from sports reporters I respected was this was a lot to give away. That's bullshit. They have no idea.
Yeah, and reports on him where he got a huge velocity boost out of college because he dedicated himself to the off-season program the Red Sox have. He topped out hitting triple digits in spring training, but now we're in August and he's settled to 93 to 95, which is still
Whoops.
a good fastball because his curve and slider are good. But it's one of those things. It's like how many guys that can sit 95 if you say go get 100 can go get 100. So the Red Sox made other moves, and we've mentioned Marcelo Meyer. He was traded for Eric Miller of the Giants. Oh, and
Mhm.
Carlos Gutierrez of the Giants. And it just seems like
A Craig Breslow favorite, a tall lefty with elite extension.
so it just seems like I think last year doubt crept into our minds as Meyer ended the season again, as he had every professional season injured. Then this year, there was old manager Alex Cora wouldn't commit to saying he's going to make the opening day roster, where everyone's like, well, who the hell is going to play second?
Yep.
And now, I saw someone on the Globe was writing, Pete Abraham, maybe, I don't know. Someone said maybe that was the sign. And that was they're starting to be like, oh, maybe he doesn't have it. And,
Hmm.
Stats Masterson wrote something about Meyer a couple months ago, and I think it's legitimately true that he has hit 3 changeups in his major league career, which is just not good. And he called it there's the shadow zone, which is like 3 inches below the strike zone. Meyer is just cannot hit that pitch, which
Hmm.
with as a lefty, that's kind of every other lefty's sweet spot.
Yeah.
Um, I he got traded and I had no reaction. I was more upset about Kyle Teal because they needed production from a catcher, which now they have or will get.
My reaction to Meyer is this is the same guy that would not be considered for trade talks for Ketel Marte.
That's a tough
which
one. That's for
that
Craig.
mm, yeah, that's a tough one right there. That goes back to some of the player evaluation concerns we had maybe earlier in the year, um, where I cannot believe his stock fell that far. I'm sure Eric Miller is going to give you some great innings, and Tom, if it means less Greg Weissert, I'm kind of all for it, especially in
Yeah,
high leverage innings. Um,
sure.
but it's again, it's just shocking to me that the return was a situational lefty. I'm not to be honest, the first time I'm hearing that other name you threw in there was today. I don't know anything about that other player um, for Meyer that came over from the Giants,
Yeah, I
but
think he's an outfielder.
okay. Which is weird because
Oh no,
they
he's the
got
35th U.S. Secretary of United States Secretary of Commerce. Sorry.
oh, well, I don't know how the Red Sox are going to use him, but they did get another outfielder from the Braves, which is a real odd man out situation in the outfield. Um,
Yeah. Uh and not only that, I believe he's a lefty.
Interesting. Oh, another left-handed
I think
outfielder.
I can't say that for sure. So he was Carlos Gutierrez was the 18th prospect for the Giants.
Oh, so
So
he's a minor leaguer. Okay.
yeah.
Um,
Um
all right.
yeah, Eli White was traded.
Yeah,
They got
that's the
Eli
guy.
White, and he is oh no, he's a righty. There you go. I'm wrong.
Hmm.
I apologize, everyone. He's a righty, so that's what that is. But you're right in the sense of
They just got a righty outfielder to kill left-handed pitching earlier in Jahmai Jones. So
right.
just very interesting where he's going to play or slot into a lineup.
Yeah. But
Because
maybe
there's
playing
two-thirds of
time.
your outfield you just don't touch right now. Because
Yeah, I
they're
was
the
gonna
two
say
hottest players in all of baseball.
the other third might see a real reduce in playing time,
Which
reduction
I
in playing
mean,
time.
the other third, right, is Jaron Duran. He's got 400 at bats. He's hitting exactly 200. He has a zero point 0.4 WAR. This is not the same player who won the All-Star Game MVP a couple of years ago. It's not even close to resembling that player. It seems like he's not even making stuff happen with his feet. Um, I know it's been a long time since we do these and we're kind of sticking to trade deadline, but if you had some kind of category of biggest surprise, my biggest surprise is that Jarren Duran is still on the Red Sox. I imagine his name was floated to attached to almost every offer.
Right. And it's similar to Marcelo Meyer going from we're not giving him up for Ketel Marte to yeah, we'll take him for a lefty reliever. No one wanted Jaron Duran. He's controllable for this year and next year, and no one wanted him. That's what
Well,
that
Tom,
tells
maybe
me.
it's because he screams at the crowd a lot, and then the incident with Wilson Contreras, where he thought that Wilson Contreras should have scored on a 200-foot fly ball, is
The
crazy to
Globe
me.
or the Athletic, one of them had it. It was a 247-foot fly ball.
Yep.
That's
And then the
that's
Spire broke
that's
it
a
down.
homer in Little League.
Stats Masterson broke it down and said he scored on one like this 5 years ago when he was faster and younger. Um, and it's just it, but to have him to have that public a reaction was crazy.
Yeah, and I'm sick of it's very, you know what it's given me uh thoughts of is Chris Sale always said, I suck, it's me, I suck. And afterwards, Duran stood up there and said, "No, it's because I fucking suck. That's what it is. I fucking suck." And it's like, "Okay, dude, we get it. You're hard on yourself and you drive a Bronco." I'm over it. It happens all the time. I get over these players that like Kike. Kike got hot for a month and they gave him a huge deal and he was never the same player.
Just he's a fan favorite no matter where he goes. I don't get
And
it, but
that's
he
what,
just is.
but Duran,
Is not. He
it,
calls
I,
he calls
he's,
he calls
I
fans
think Duran
the
is
F slur.
loved by the same people that loved Kike, though. A
I don't think
younger,
so.
I think a younger, he's cute demographic that is active on social media might like him.
Maybe I don't think he's. I mean, I don't have the socials. I don't got the socials like you do. I'm not in that world. But
Well, someone's got to
I
keep
don't
this
think
podcast
that's.
alive.
I don't think that's the case with Jaron Duran.
Oh,
But
man,
again,
I
surprised
thought.
he's still there. But I like everybody they brought in. They brought in people to help their team get better. And aside from Narvaez, Marcelo Meyer wasn't a part of that 15 game win streak. Narvaez
No,
was, but at the same time, you didn't take anything away from the hottest team in baseball.
right. And I saw it was it was either our old friend Stats or it was another account that I don't know who came first, but called Red Sox Nation Stats. But one of
Oh
them
yeah.
optimistically said if things break correctly and the Red Sox make the playoffs, their first three at bats could be taken by Roman Anthony, Adley Rutschman, and Curtis Mead. Like that could be 1, 2, 3 in that order, which is like now you're starting to think that's a nice top of your lineup with Wilson Contreras fourth.
Well, I mean, that's taking Willier and Sedan out of those two spots too, who are like you can't touch either one of those guys right now.
I don't know what happens to Cedane Rafaela at the end of July every year. He loves the nice warm weather.
Yep, he
Uh,
sure does. He loves
he
Los
is
Angeles. Holy smokes.
he is he is. I was thinking this. I'm a grown man with a mortgage and children, and I can safely say he is my favorite player on the team.
Oh,
Like
100%.
like I just and I've thought the whole year Contreras has been great, so this hurts my argument, but I think he's been their best player the whole year because of his defense.
Oh,
But
yeah. I was going to say,
Contreras is
Tom,
up there.
I mean, Yordan Alvarez notwithstanding, if Sedan keeps this up, he's going to get real MVP votes.
So Jack, this is why you can tell we share DNA. I started looking at some certain stats to make some sort of argument for that. In position player in the American League wise, there's um, two guys ahead of him.
Wow.
Kevin
Can I guess
McGonigal.
first?
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
okay. I would say the other
And
one's probably Bobby Witt.
no,
Oh, is it Yordan?
yeah. And
They
they are
count him
both
as a
at,
position player? All right.
well, he plays left field occasionally.
Okay.
5.4 WAR for McGonigal and Alvarez, and it's 5.3 for Rafaela.
I
And
mean,
he's
slight
starting to
little
get,
detour. Slam dunk rookie of the year pick for Kevin McConnell.
yeah. Um, but what you're saying is true. Like, Jack, it's not some MVP votes. It's going to be, is he going to be on the ballot if he keeps this up? Like the
I think it'd be in
top
the top three.
three.
Yeah.
Yeah, the finalist thing. Because if they stay hot and he stays hot and he ends up with this defense and I don't know, I mean, he's hitting a home run every game, so he might end up with 40 home runs. But if he ends up with 20,
Realistically, like 25. Yeah. You're going to say
25,
25. Yeah.
it starts to be like, okay, I mean, he's slashing 289, 328, 477.
Yeah.
The,
2, 3, 4. That's great.
the guy has just stopped chasing and it
Yeah.
changed him and he's an awesome player. It's
Yeah.
we're off track, but I
Also,
love you,
Tom,
Sedan Rafaela.
also, I mean, he's played center field every game. He doesn't have to play
Another
second or
thought I had
short.
making the coffee. I was like, they haven't moved him. He's not
It's
playing
amazing.
stupid infield positions. All right, so another one we it happened early, and it was Curtis Mead for Connolly early, which was a little surprising. Um,
Sure.
And then the worst luck of all time is Mead gets hit in his second at bat and breaks his wrist.
Yep. Yep.
So that's a potential as a right-handed infielder bat. But we have like 15 minutes to go, so let's go through some other big ones. The Los Angeles Dodgers got Tarek Skubal.
Oh, you want to go there first? That's the one you wanted to start.
I mean, we
Let me
should
just
cover it.
Sure. Let me talk about it, Tom. Because I just came back from the old blue heaven, as it's called out there. Um, I don't have any problem with it. And if all of the teams in Major League Baseball got out of their own way, they could have done it too. The Brewers had an excellent package, apparently, but didn't want to trade away a controllable pitcher like Kyle Harrison, who's having a great year, but is not the two-time defending Cy Young. Um,
So,
the Dodgers make the moves that make them the Dodgers. That's why they won the back-to-back World Series.
yes. And this is a bigger picture conversation about what we're going to be staring at when it is not 85 and sunny out and it is freezing cold and the owners have locked the players out. Don't let any owner crying poor the Dodgers just sign everyone. They don't care about this. Don't listen to that because every other team can do this.
Yep.
I genuinely am starting to think this is crazy. This is tinfoil on your head. Whispers and murmurs of teams allowing the Dodgers to do this, win 3 in a row to upset fans and have the media say this is stupid. Why do we cover this? The Dodgers just pay and get all the good players so that then they can say, but if we had a salary cap, this wouldn't happen.
Exactly. So the billionaires don't have to spend as much money to get a player like Shohei Ohtani or Juan Soto. This move had nothing to do with money, but it will cause those conversations. This is
Yeah.
a roster building move. This had nothing to do with the Dodgers whipping out their checkbook. Tarek Skubal
No.
is not owed a ton of money in baseball terms. He makes a great living
Well, this is a 2-month rental until they sign him.
if they sign him.
Until he
I mean,
says,
there are people who will certainly make offers on Tarek Skubal,
no,
but
I know that, but
yeah,
I'm just saying he might say
100%.
it's
This has
80
nothing to
degrees
do
and
with the
sunny
Dodgers
every day.
checkbook, and it's a stupid argument made by stupid people who are really just billionaire cucks. Um, and if you have a franchise that you're a fan of, let's say the Athletics, it's not the Dodgers ownership fault that John Fisher's not going to spend any goddamn money.
Yeah, until he's going to move that team to Vegas and then sell them.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
which is his right, but at the same time, I agree with you
yeah,
100%. This was a perfect move for the Dodgers, who, you know,
yeah,
kind of look like the second best team in the major leagues after this past weekend. But
right. Got their asses swept. So yeah, so when you look at
let's
them in a
throw
playoff
back and look
series,
again
their
at Skubal.
rotation is just quietly going to be Tarek Skubal, Shohei Ohtani, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, and Blake Snell.
Glass now is there too if they need him.
Well, now Roki Sasaki and Glasnow can just come out of the bullpen.
I was going to say that they used Roki Sasaki out of the bullpen to great success last postseason, and I'm guessing that's going to be the recipe going into this one.
Yeah, I'm still going to watch every game going forward, but I'm not going to say it's a foregone conclusion, but it's not looking good for the rest of the league. All right, let's go by things that will affect the Red Sox specifically. The Yankees were
They had a tough
quiet,
deadline. They had a tough deadline.
but I don't hate that they got Elliot Ramos and Luis Garcia. The thing for them is pitching's okay. I don't think
Their pitching's been
Fried's
good. I
back.
think it's been good.
Rodon, I just don't. I've always been meh on Rodon. Garrett
Yeah, but in
Cole,
a playoff series, you have Cole, Schlittler, and Fried. You don't really have to
yeah,
worry about Rodon.
yeah. Schlittler is an interesting guy because there was someone interviewed him and said like, yeah, you don't throw your breaking balls much, and he said, well, until they start hitting my fastball, why would I? Which is fair, and
Hmm.
they've kind of started hitting his fastball. So it'll be interesting to see how he adjusts. But Luis Garcia Jr. is just a guy I am not going to want to see at the plate in Yankee Stadium as a lefty.
I understand that. But
I think
Jazz
he in his
Chisholm,
first
Tom,
at
Jazz
bat he hit a
Chisholm
home run.
says that it's Jazz Chisholm said, did you hear what Jazz said? Where he said
No,
Yankee Stadium is not a good ballpark for left-handed hitters.
huh? I don't think I like him.
I think hitting overall is hard, but I think
Sure,
hitting as a left-hander in Yankee Stadium makes it just a touch easier.
is the ideal place to hit as a left-hander.
Yeah.
Other
All
if you take
all
out
stats would back you up.
um, but yeah, he's a guy that I don't want to see. The Rays got Freddie Peralta, Liam Hicks, and Tyler Wells.
Made themselves
They just
better. The Rays are good
yep,
too.
yeah. Um, so those
And the
that's
Orioles
kind of
gave
it.
up.
The Orioles and the Blue Jays did a weird like we're gonna sell
Well,
some
let's get
pieces,
rid of
but
it's
keep
at some point they traded Gosman in the morning, and then by the afternoon they had Soriano, and people were calling them buyers. And it was like, are you sure? Are you sure
yeah,
they're
and they got
buyers?
Urias,
Yeah,
um,
former friend of the Red Sox.
Ryan Sprock, Jamison Taillon, Josh Smith. They acquired a ton of people, but they gave up Kevin Gosman. I
Yeah,
don't.
it was weird.
It's funny that the Athletic has them under the category of bought and sold.
Hmm.
Maybe they're just like, we're not going to re-sign Gosman, so get something for him. And Soriano is having a good year. Maybe he can fill his shoes. I don't know. Um,
I think
who
it's
else?
crazy
What?
that the people in our text thread saw yesterday as a net negative for the Red Sox. I think besides the Dodgers, they they kind of won the deadline.
Yeah, the other team that had a good one was the Padres to get Robbie Ray and Casey Mize
Sure.
because their starting rotations their starting rotation was rough to the point where like they were saying this rotation's so bad should they trade Mason Miller
Oof.
and
No.
right yeah and they didn't they decided why don't we upgrade our rotation uh in I was on vacation last week but color me gobsmacked this today when I realized that the Diamondbacks have 60 wins. The NL West could have three playoff teams again.
Yeah, that I mean, I'm not that surprised. I think they're in second place, right? They're behind the
Hmm.
Dodgers with 9 games back.
Yeah, but
Dodgers
they're
are
in the
0-3
second
since they
wild
got
card
Skubal.
spot. What's that?
Dodgers are 0-3 since they got Skubal.
Yeah. And right now, Jack, let me ask you this. Speaking of Skubal, because another team was in on him, and that might have given this away, but do you know who has the best record in baseball?
It's not the Dodgers, is it the Brewers?
It's the Brewers. And they
Wow.
were they were in on Skubal, but wouldn't give up uh prospects for a
Kyle
2 month,
Harrison. No,
yeah,
they
two
said they
month
wouldn't give
run.
up a controllable pitcher.
And I heard someone today say maybe even though you're a mid market or small market, whatever you want to call it, team, it is worth just getting that guy. Because look what CC
Yeah.
Sabathia did for him.
I was Tom, I was just about to say the ghosts of CC Sabathia's Hall of Fame career would argue that it is the right move to go get that player.
The Cubs also had a good one. David Peterson, Aaron Savale, Kevin Gosman, Braxton Garrett,
Yep, they got a good
Clay
one.
Holmes. Uh, let's see. I'm trying to think. I'm looking for the big names. We mentioned Freddie Peralta as a big name. Luis Castillo. The Mariners were happy to trade him. I think he is,
I
he's on the
watched him
back nine.
pitch. I watched him pitch in
Oh
LA.
yeah, live.
He did not look like a dude.
Yeah.
He got roughed up.
Taylor Ward went
Foster
to the
Griffin.
Mariners.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good move. Foster Griffin. Oh shoot, where did he go? He left. Where did Foster Griffin go, Tom? He
If
was
I
on the Nationals and he was the All-Star. He was having a
the
great year for the
Guardians,
Nationals.
the
And they
Guardians
got
got him.
Joe Adell too. So Pretty good
That
upgrade in
was
Cleveland.
I that was a good move. And you know what? The Angels finally said, "Hey, we're gonna sell."
The other team I saw while I was in California, and boy, oh boy, are they a bad baseball team.
Man, that ending was terrible.
It
I
was
was watching the
horrible.
highlights of that game because I said to the girls, I was like, "Oh, Johnny was at this game," and we watched it, and they just like did high school's things. They just like dropped grounders to the pitcher. It,
They dropped grounders to the pitcher. They let a potentially game-ending double play go through the second baseman's leg. They
hmm
hit a batter to tie the game. It was as bad as it gets. So nobody deserves to play at Anaheim. Sorry to Mike Trout.
yeah, it's just a shame, and it's so weird. I don't know what happens to him. He's just hits midseason and he loses all his power.
Mm.
He was cranking homers before the All Star break, and then he just fell off, which is a bummer. But yeah, and then the Tigers sold,
Yep.
but got a lot. You're gonna get a lot if you give up um, Tarek Skubal and Casey Mize. So that happened, and then the Phillies got Luis Ariz, which is probably something they really needed.
Did you? They batted him fourth today.
Of course they did.
They
He's a weird he's
Kyle
a weird
Schwarber
guy.
bats first in that team. Kyle Schwarber is
Yeah.
going to break the strikeout record. We
Yeah.
should do a long form podcast on why I don't think Kyle Schwarber is nearly as valuable as everybody else in the majors. Um, but I understand he hits 33 homers in the first week of August. So, but
Yeah.
I mean, he's a
He had,
replacement level player if you look at WAR. He just has a huge bat.
he had 56 homers last year.
Tom, I get it. What was his average and how many strikeouts did he have?
His average was 240. He struck out 197 times.
240 is way higher than I thought it was going to be. I thought you were going to say 214, to be honest with you.
Oh no.
Um,
He's a slugger, Jack. He's an old school. He probably shouldn't lead off. Don't get me wrong. But that's a you put that bat at 4 or 5 and you're thrilled. But he doesn't get as many at bats to hit 56. So overall, Jack, because I know you have a heart out. Um, I think both of us are happy with this, what the Red Sox did. I personally would have liked to see an upgrade at shortstop, but it makes you wonder about Franklin Arias.
sure.
Will
It
he be an
also makes you
August
wonder,
call-up?
like, if they're like riding vibes at this point with the Sogard Sigler um combo, the Monasterio, like they like all those guys doing patchwork at it up the middle. I would like to see a little bit more stability.
Yeah, but it's not as bad as Cora. The switching around,
No,
like
it's not. Definitely
you're
not.
seeing
And
Durbin's the third baseman, Contreras is the first baseman, Duran, Rafaela, Abreu is left to right. It's there, and then the middle infield guys are changing because of injuries and things like that. But it's the same three guys.
yeah, and I get that. And really, the odd man out now is Trevor Story because he wasn't a Breslow signing. He
No.
wasn't, he's not a Chad Tracy guy. So
hmm
I'm surprised they didn't make a move. And you have to wonder if all the speculation, like even as high as CJ Abrams, was just met with rejection and they kind of angled themselves to be like, let's get Abrams. We're going to sell Arias and Duran, which is a package that is probably still attractive to a lot of teams, but not for a guy hitting damn near 300 with 30 homers from shortstop. I just don't know how that rumor gets started, and I don't know how you move a player of that caliber. It just doesn't make
And
any sense to me.
and and they're young.
It's 25. It's just that
It's
when I
just
heard his name, my initial reaction in the text thread was, whoa, where are you hearing
yeah,
these shortstop rumors? Because I heard
right.
Bobby Witt too, which turned out to be true. They asked the Royals for Bobby Witt Jr. I
and
mean, Bobby
they
Witt
were
Jr.
met
is the
with
best player in baseball, not named Shohei or Aaron.
they were met with no.
Yeah, no thanks.
No thanks. A major league team just responded no thanks,
Yeah, that
which
because
I
that's the
would do
correct response.
when you have a guy that hasn't entered his prime and is still one of the best players.
And is a walking 30-30 guy, or 20-20, I should say.
He yeah, let's he's been dinged up and not that
He's
good
coming
this
back
year.
tonight. Yeah, he's coming back tonight.
And he has 30 steals, 13 home runs, 279, 350, 450. I, no,
And's probably the best
no
defensive
thanks.
shortstop in the majors.
Yes, no thanks is the correct response. Uh
Gotta like the big swings though. Gotta love them.
yeah, now that's what I want. It's like, okay, yeah, they
Mm-hmm.
rejected it, but I like that we're trying this
I
stuff.
like that Craig. I'd say
Oh,
get Bobby Witt Jr.
yes. I I'm like the family went to the beach for the night, and I got to say, I'm kind of juiced to just throw the game on at 7 o'clock.
Oh, well, the crowd's gonna be juiced. You kidding me? Back
Yeah,
home after that road trip?
yeah, and I, it has saved. I love summer, and I would have been fine, but it would have been a long time until the Patriots kick off if the Red Sox continued to suck.
It's
They got
amazing.
me.
July 1st, Jen McCaffrey skeeted the other day. July 1st, the Red Sox had the worst record in the AL. And now they are 2.5 behind the Yankees for the first wild card spot. And I don't think that the AL East is that far off right now.
No, the Yankees have not played well at all since Judge got hurt.
That is their MO. They are a sub 500 baseball team without Aaron Judge in the lineup.
And now it tears me up because I love that, but we we have mentioned this multiple times. I don't hate Judge, so I hate that he's not playing. I hate when guys like Judge that are definitely future Hall of Famers don't get to accumulate stats like they should because of a stupid injury. Like
Yeah.
he swung it isn't this like he got hit and now he just has like rib issues?
Yeah, it's like I thought it was on a swing.
So it's a
Um,
Casas thing.
Yeah,
Remember him?
exactly. That's exactly what it was. No, at this point, Tom, no, I don't. He's never going to play for the Red Sox again.
No, you
In
can't.
what
What do you get?
capacity?
Yeah.
Their best player and leader, like supplanted Trevor Story as the leader of this team, is Wilson Contreras.
Yeah. And you know me, I'm not usually a red ass guy, but Contreras is a red ass.
Oh, Bowser. They call him Bowser. That's the best
Yeah.
nickname of all time.
Love it.
Because
All right,
that's
Jack, I'll
exactly what
let
he
you
reminds
go.
me of.
I'll let you go have a
We're
nice
2 minutes
dinner.
past my heart out.
Yeah, well,
So
Jack, you
I
got
gotta move.
excited.
I
Where are
did.
you going to
And I'm
eat?
still excited. Some steakhouse in Boston.
Ho, ho, ho!
Oh yeah.
Wow. The city.
Oh yeah, the big city.
Jeez. Look at this guy. I bought a piece of Korean barbecue salmon over at Wicked Good Butcher, and
Delicious. I already love it.
I can't wait. I am not going to mess this up.
We
I'm going to.
we did Korean barbecue with Christine's family when we visited them in Long Beach, and Johnny took one bite of the bulgogi and he just looked at me and he just went, "Dada, this is so good. It's so
Yeah.
good. It's so good." It's like, oh
Welcome.
yeah.
Welcome. All right. Well, I'm glad we got this in because I don't like to miss big events like this. So
The
we will.
last time I was on, Jalen Brown was traded. We
Ugh,
got to get back on a regular schedule.
yeah, that's yucky. Yeah, we are because I'm gonna start counting out the days till football kicks off, and we might start doing some previews. AJ Brown dislocated his thumb, but went right back to practice. So,
That's the story you love to hear.
oh God. So, all right, Jack, go enjoy your. What do you get? Have you looked at the menu? Do you do that? Are you a pre-menu checker? Because I am.
I looked pre, but I can tell you with almost 100% certainty it's going to be some expensive cut of beef.
Yeah. Is the company paying for it?
Oh yeah.
Please, I will have that second steak, please and thank you.
You know what? Do tell the kitchen to get that second steak ready.
All right, Jack, I'll talk to you later.
Bye bye.